Hey, what's up, Mad Dad YouTubers? It's your favorite guest host, permanent host, Keriel, bringing you some of my trench run. This is my meta. I have to deal basically with Empire 78, 79, 80% of the time. So it's a meta not unlike any other meta. He with the fastest speed mod wins. You'll notice I have Raidhan in this fight. That's simply because I did not have a higher speed set than my opponent's Vader. Raidhan will shoot first the opposing Vader, and that will make it so that your Vader's Force Crush can simply go off. Once the Force Crush goes off, you Colon Blade the debuffs off, and the team just rolls. And I believe, as you can see in this fight, they don't even attack back. So it it can break down. It can be pretty silly, but it is what it is, guys. So this was my second fight. I actually got a lily pad off of a Night Sister team. I have a couple of pretty high geared Night Sisters in my shard, but when I say a couple, I mean two. So this is a guy I get to fight every once in a while. I like fighting them because I get to use my Gear 11 crew. He was going to be part of the OG plan team of mine because of his massive amount of control, his taunt. Obviously, he's the tank portion. I was actually going to Zeta, his pre-taunt, but that never came to fruition. But it's just one of those fights where, once again, you just go through and you pick your targets. You're able to basically make it so they can't attack back. It's Emperor Palpatine, man. He does what he does. So once again, I gotta keep crew in. I gotta fight these wedge rebels, and as you can see, this was probably the scariest moment of the day for me. I lost my Emperor Palpatine in the first opening salvo. That's just wigs being wigs, man. They have an incredible amount of burst. If they hit your squishy, they go down. And this is why I had wanted to Zeta Cruise Pre-Taunt back in the day, but there I keep on talking about. Well, I'll try to explain why I'm not going for crew, but basically it's because he's not a Sith or he's not an Empire, so he's not playing nice with either Emperor Palpatine's leadership or Darth Vader's unique. So he's not a viable option at this point. It's probably going to be Scion when I can get him geared up enough. I was actually kind of pretty impressed with myself this fight because I could have just folded. I literally lost the Palpatine within the first, 3-4 seconds, and my boys, they just, well, look at this right here. Vader's almost dead. And it's just like, I've got this Thrawn, and I've got this ability block. I've got this fracture going. I've got them all. Grand Moff Tarkin has their defense, or I'm sorry, their offense down. And all it is, guys, is you're just stopping them from doing silly things with like big. Well, I don't know how I didn't get to stop that. But you just don't want the call to arms to go off on bigs. But if you can get your stuns out, those 2-turn stuns and culling blades, you can win these fights. Because you got um, fracture and crew locking them down for a lot of their turns. Alright guys, this is my last fight of the day, going for number 1. I did have to do a refresh, just to time myself into this fight, and, you know, sometimes that's very appropriate. It kind of helps you with your last minute sniping, stuff like that. The CLS fight, so you'll see me during this fight, I am kind of being very picky with my targeting. I'm assessing really if they're going to be able to crack me back hard enough for me to make it not worthwhile to attack them. Because if you'll notice, I do have an option. I can attack that fractured base and not suffer the consequences. But I found from experience from fighting this team, it honestly, kind of the only DPS is Raidhan. Yes, CLS, he hits like a truck, but if you're not attacking into CLS, you know, and just feeding him, you know, all those attacks, it's a little bit more manageable. And so what I find when I'm fighting this team is I'll attack the fractured guys, I'll attack the stunned guys, and I'll just wait. I'll just wait till I get my fracture back up, and then, well, okay, well, you know, throw all strategy out the window if you land 4-man AoE stuns. Yeah, whatever, right? I mean, I get it. RNG Jesus sometimes can just throw all strategy out the window. So, I still don't think I was lucky. I think I have the right composition to kill this team. This was the team that I was going to build before the Emperor Palpatine Vader reworks. Now, this is their reworks obviously make this team a lot better. So, yeah, I really enjoyed making this for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did, and I'll see you guys in game.